Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale. You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Somerdale, and Stratford.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sterling High School as the Sterling Silver Knights wrestle the Gloucester Lions. Sterling 3-15 on the year, Gloucester 8-6 as the two teams get ready to get underway at the Castle. Take a look at the Colonial Patriots standings at top of the division. Is Audubon 10-5 overall, followed by Gateway at 8-7. Haddon Township having a solid year, floating right around 500 at 6-5. Haddon Heights just below at 6-9. Sterling at 3-15. They're 1-4 in the division, above Lindenwold, who they beat, and is 1-9. And in the Colonial Liberty, West Deptford having a fantastic season where they beat Paulsboro. They're 4-0 in the division, again followed by Paulsboro. Overall, they're 10-2. Haddonfield 9-5. Gloucester 8-6, but fourth in that Liberty division, and Collingswood 12-5. So a stacked Colonial Liberty that these Gloucester Lions are in.
Doubt about it, and a couple things that stick out from everything you just went over. First off, obviously Sterling's got a very young team, and you're seeing that in the standings. It's indicative of where we're at in the standings. But I think you just have to fight through the growing pains. You have a lot of wrestlers. Wrestling gets older kids. Second thing, we looked at the other half of the division is West Deptford over Paulsboro. When do you see that? Or anybody over Paulsboro? Not that West Deptford not that good, but Paulsboro has been the king.
It was the first time in decades that Paulsboro had lost a divisional matchup to West Deptford. And when we mentioned the youth of the Sterling team, they have 7 freshmen in the lineup tonight. Definitely something to keep an eye on. And you mentioned the growing pains. Do you think that eventually they're going to be able to overcome this with time?
Yeah, no doubt. And I think some of these younger kids have wrestled in the Junior Knights program, but again, I always say this in all sports: when you have a freshman going against a junior or a senior in a lot of these matches, there's definitely a decided advantage to the older kid. Even if body size they're the same size, you're older and you're more mature into your body, and it's definitely a big difference when you're talking about the age difference.
So here comes Nico Jeline, the heavyweight, having a fantastic season, 16-1 on the year, and his only loss coming in a overtime thriller where he had to wrestle more than just the regulation periods.
Yeah, talking to Coach about him the other day, he said, and he's easily, I think he's ranked first or second in South Jersey amongst all the heavyweight wrestlers, and just having an outstanding season.
So the meeting of the captains in the middle is complete. Sterling will take the odd matches to have first choice. This match will start at 106. So Sterling will forfeit at 106, giving Ty the forfeit victory.
For Gloucester, Chloe Ty.
So Chloe Ty wins by forfeit, and that's a major problem the Knights have as well, is they're having a tough time throwing out a full lineup.
Yeah, and that's been a problem before, especially when you at the lower weights.
Now wrestling 113. Gloucester, Joseph Gray.
So Joseph Gray coming out for
For Sterling, forfeit.
the Lions. Sterling forfeits 113 as well. So now coming out at 120 for the Knights is Cameron Johnson, the freshman.
For Gloucester, Edgar Morales. For Sterling, Cameron Johnson.
And for the Lions, it's Edgar Morales. So the two wrestlers lock up. Sterling trails on the team score. Morales with an early headlock. No points awarded yet, but Johnson's in a rough spot. And a nice shot by Johnson to try and just get back to neutral. And now Johnson with a takedown. Great fight there from Cameron Johnson. He's awarded 2 points, getting backs here, trying to stick Morales, but Morales flips him. Poor positioning from Johnson there allows for a reversal from Morales.
And you could see Morales knew how to react in that position. One of those things we don't think about, you just react, and he's able to turn Johnson around.
Locked hands, so Johnson has an opportunity for a free move. Escapes and faces, so gets 1 point and 1 point for the technicality foul. Locked hands.
Boy, as much action as you could expect in the first minute of a match here.
Take a look there on the bottom of your screen. Saw live action. 5-4, Johnson leads, but right now, Johnson caught on his back. Morales looking for the pin, still has a lot of time to work with. Nice job by Johnson, a belly down. Johnson looking for a reversal. Can't get it. 2 back points awarded to Morales. He now leads 6-5. An exciting first period here in the 120 matchup.
Both wrestlers expending a lot of energy here early on. I think endurance and who's in better shape is going to be one thing that could decide this match, especially if it gets to the third period.
So now short time in this first period. Edgar Morales leads over Cameron Johnson. 6-5 at the end of the first. Sterling will have first choice. Looks like Coach Desmond Wiggins wants to talk something over with the official. So we're still waiting from a decision. Johnson elects to be on defense. Looking for a quick escape to tie this match at 6. Looked like Morales locked his hands but got away with it. And now a nice job by Morales riding on top.
As good a back and forth first period as you could ever ask for in this match.
Nice mat return there from Edgar Morales, but a good job by Johnson to build his base back up. Johnson looking to spin away and get one. Morales looking to lock up the cradle. Looks like he's got it, drives the head in the side, and this could be it. And Edgar Morales sticks it. So Cameron Johnson loses. Morales with a lot of energy. And the Gloucester crowd that traveled is loud to our left.
Yeah, and once they took away, with that cradle, took away his leverage, it was pretty much all over from that point.
Yeah, locked it up tight, drove the head into the side to flatten out Johnson, and not much he could have done there. Perfect execution from Edgar Morales, your winner by pinfall. Gloucester now with an 18-0 lead on the team score. Now at 126, Joseph Rogers coming out for the Knights, and Mason Johnson for the Lions of Gloucester.
Mason Johnson, a junior.
He's coming in with a 14-6 record. One of the more physical wrestlers on this team. Rogers also a junior for the Knights. Both wrestlers hand fighting early, trying to set things up, much more methodical to begin this first period.
No doubt. It was, boy, it's amazing. We're almost 30 seconds into this match. It's amazing if you compare the two, how much was going on at the 32nd point of that last one.
So Rogers and Johnson hand fighting. Johnson with good shot defense against Rogers, but both wrestlers go out of bounds. They'll reset in the middle. Again, both wrestlers just trying to hand fight right now. Hand control is super important, especially at the lighter weights, trying to grab wrists and wrist control in neutral, as you see right now. Johnson doing a good job trying to control that left wrist of Rogers.
I guess it's more of a tactical approach in this match as opposed to an aggressive approach by both wrestlers in that last one. I'll ask you real quick. Do you go into, if you're you have an aggressive approach like two wrestlers did in the first match, wrestlers typically have the same approach in every match, or do sometimes you go into matches with a different approach, or do you just read what's in front of you?
When I was out there, I would always just try and be methodical and try and set something up if it made sense. If I'm over aggressive and I take a bad shot and I can wrestle a good wrestler, good technical wrestler, he's going to catch on to that and turn the tables and get two. So it's always about trying to set something up, and that's what these two wrestlers are doing here. With the first match, both guys got things that were set up and did a good job of really just catching one another out of position, and that led for an action-packed first quarter and then even an action-packed second period.
I was impressed with how both wrestlers in that match got out of tough spots. You know, Johnson early on, but I mean, ultimately he ended up getting pinned. But it was an exciting first period, no question.
Joseph Rogers hit with a stall warning. He hasn't done much offensively. Mason Johnson did a good job of really trying to set the pace. Gloucester had the first choice. They defer over to Rogers. Rogers will be in the defensive position. Already one stall warning, so got to move. And looking to be the first on the board with an escape. Johnson went on left-handed, and that's some things that we see from more of the advanced wrestlers. The ability for them to go on both sides when being in the top position, as he ran a tilt there. We're going to take another look at it. Runs the tilt. Gets a couple back points, but a nice job by Rogers to get out and get the escape. Johnson still leads 2-1 with the 2 near fall points. Johnson looked to trip, doing a nice job of really dominating this match. Rogers hit with another stalling call, and they're going to get him with that. He's really not trying to work forward or set anything up, really just letting Johnson be the one driving this match. Rogers has to work forward and show at least an attempt to do anything offensively from the neutral position.
And that's why we're looking at the stalls.
So again, Mason Johnson got a point after the 2 stall calls. Runs Joseph Rogers out of bounds, and I believe these are new singlets for the Knights we're seeing in this match.
Okay.
It's at least the first time I recall seeing any of the white and the blue.
Yeah, I agree.
Johnson trying to be very physical. Now Johnson again just trying to control the wrists of Rogers. Now looking for more of a collar tie. They work out of bounds. Another stall call against Rogers. He really has to do something offensively. Gives up another point to Mason Johnson. So now Johnson
trying to shoot there.
Nice job defending that shot from Rogers. They work out of bounds. Another stall call against Joseph Rogers. This time he gives up 2 points.
And I don't think it's a surprise seeing Gloucester have some success with wrestling, just because they've always been a successful football school, and I think those 2 sports really go hand in hand. And the type of kids they get there are, I think, have a wrestling good wrestling mentality.
So an escape point now. Johnson leads 7-1. And one more stall call, and Joseph Rogers will be disqualified out of this match. Heard the official in the middle say one more and you're out of here. So Rogers really has to get something going offensively. Looks like Johnson's trying to set up a headlock.
And that doesn't happen that much where you get, I don't know that I've ever seen, I haven't done a whole lot of wrestle matches, but I don't remember seeing somebody get disqualified with the stalls.
Really, it just comes down to trying to set something up offensively. And right now, Rogers has not done that in this match. Really been, when you watch the match, it's been Johnson that's really been pushing the pace and pushing Rogers around. And Rogers hasn't really given much resistance. He's just been pushed around and gone out of bounds. And right now, that not only shows on the scoreboard, but also with the stall calls. Johnson to start on defense in this third period. Again, the junior for Gloucester coming in with a 14-6 record. Pretty solid season in his third campaign. Escapes, now leads 8-1. And there's a takedown for Mason Johnson. Mason Johnson now looking for the pin. Has Rogers in a dangerous spot. Resets, runs the half,
Full
and
control
gets the pin.
in the upper part of his body right there.
So a dominant win there for Mason Johnson, your winner at 126 by pinfall, and Gloucester extends their lead 24-0. And taking a look at this watch here, flips from the armbar to the half, readjusts and catches Rogers.
Now wrestling 132.
As we move to the 132 bout. Again, a nice job there. Had the armbar, then readjusted to another move with the half. Good job to chain wrestle when one thing wasn't working, moved to the next, and ended with a pin.
For Gloucester,
Definitely a wrestler with experience, knowing what to do.
So it's Alexander Mexica for Sterling. So Gloucester here early with the takedown on Mexica, and this could be dangerous. Mexica in a tough spot right now. And that's an easy pin. So John Pfeiffer with a win and a quick one. We take another look at the single leg, run it right into a half, and stuck Mexica for the pin. Gloucester now leads 30-0 after a quick first period pin. Didn't even take 30 seconds for Pfeiffer to get this one.
for Sterling, Jaden Williams.
So Jaden Williams taking on Greg Harris here at the 138 bout. Williams, again, one of the 7 freshmen in this Sterling lineup. Shot in from Harris is a strong and deep shot, gets the 2 and has control of Williams' left leg. Williams looking to explode up, try and get out, but with that leg taken away, strong mat return there from Harris. Really setting a physical tone to begin this match.
Yeah, this is really tough as a younger wrestler, especially as we're getting up to the higher weights. The older kids definitely have the advantage. You're clearly seeing that with Harris.
Harris with a lot of forward pressure on Williams. Looking for the armbar. Nice job by Williams to get up to his feet. Just has to turn and escape. Can't do it. Another good mat return. We've seen that a couple times here for Harris. Looking to run the bow and arrow. Tried to get a tilt going.
Yeah, Harris is clearly in control.
Nice job there by Williams.
Yeah. As I said that, yeah, he's turned the tables.
Reversal.
Yep.
Now this match tied at 2. So good job of being resilient by Jaden Williams. Looking to run the bow and arrow, needs the wrist to do so. Nice job by Harris, staying strong with a strong base, and that'll really do wonders for you when you're in that defensive position.
And they always say you want to get up on your knees. That's the first thing, get up on your knees, and obviously he's able to elevate to his feet right there.
Williams looking to break down. Nice job by Harris to roll out of that one and gets a reversal. So now 4-2 in favor of Harris as the buzzer sounds. We'll head to the second period. Take another look after the roll. Nice job just to get on top for the reversal there.
And it looked like Harris was just going to be in full control of this match and possibly end it early, but a good job of Williams fighting back, getting that reversal, getting a couple points, and making it a match as we head into the second period.
Harris deferred, so Williams will start in the defensive position. Got to get up and try and get one. Tries to roll out of this. Harris has a strong tight waist on Williams, trying to limit that mobility. Williams now up to his feet, but Harris has control of that left leg. And Harris has done a nice job of really picking up that left leg of Williams to bring him back down on the mat forcefully.
I guess if you take away the lower part of the body, it's easier to work with the upper part of the body because you're using leverage. You always hear that as a big word used in wrestling.
Williams trying to explode up, needs to get those hips away. Gets the hips away and gets out. So now Harris only with a 1-point margin after the escape from Jaden Williams. We're going to take another look at it in the bottom of the screen. Nice job to explode up, and the big part of that was getting his hips away to clear it out to get the one.
That clearly was something he was trying to do, and great job there by Williams. Yeah, only down by 1 right now against Harris.
Both wrestlers looking to set something up here as we're under the minute mark now. Just 50 seconds remain in this second period. Thanks for tuning in with us here on Channel 19. I'm Jake Clark, joined by Kevin Schulz in the booth. Deep shot there for Harris. Has control of the leg. Has to be careful not to get hit with a potentially dangerous. Trying to circle to the other leg now. Williams trying to fend it off and is successful. So a nice job to roll out of that one by Jaden Williams. Bit of a circus act there. We're going to take another look at it in the bottom corner of your screen. You see, nice job just to be flexible and bounce right out of that one.
He's gotten out of some tough spots there. He had the escape early on.
Low-level single for Harris, but the buzzer sounds. So Williams fends it off, got 1 point in that period with the escape. Harris, after deferring in the second period, will elect to go in the defensive position. But it sounds like, by the looks of it, it looks like Harris is bleeding. You can follow us on Twitter at SterlingTV19. Check out what's going on around the castle with coaches shows, the Castle Connection, live links to our live streams, and much more. You can find it all on Twitter at SterlingTV19.
Well, much like the first match, we had this match in the first couple periods has really been action-packed. And as I said, and obviously that first one didn't get to the third period, but this one is. And, you know, we talked about endurance and how that's going to really play a big part in this match.
So a big shout out to athletic trainer Sean Clank, who usually gets called out at least once during these wrestling matches.
Get out, let's go.
So Harris to start in the defensive position. Now with the switch. Williams trying to fend it off. But if he keeps that arm back, it's going to result in him getting pinned. Lets it go, and Harris
Get up on
with
his
the
knees.
reversal. So Williams needs to get up to his feet now. Is successful. Good mat return from Harris. And Harris has done a nice job of when Williams has tried to escape, bring him back down to the mat. Williams only with one escape in this match. They get out of bounds. Williams got up to his feet. The official called them out, so he'll have to do it all over again. 1:15 remaining in this third period. Williams explodes up, now looking for the switch on his feet. Another strong mat return from Harris.
Williams trying to bring him back, and Harris just trying to ride this one out.
Harris right now has an arm bar, looking for maybe a couple more team points. Runs the tilt from the arm bar. And that move, Mr. Schul's not really a pinning move, just looking to get some near fall points, try and add more to the team score. So now 9-3, excuse me. Going to take a look at the tilt right there, and you see, can't really hold him to pin him because Williams still has movement with his upper body, but sticks to the lower body to keep him, to hold him on his back for just long enough to get those back points. Williams trying to escape in a short time, and Greg Harris will be your winner by regular decision over Jaden Williams at 138. So the Lions continue to roll here as they'll now lead 33-0.
You can see why they've had the success that they've had this year.
Now wrestling 144. For Gloucester, Harry Ulmer. For Sterling, Declan Winters.
So Declan Winters taking on Harry Ulmer in the 144 bout here. Ulmer only a sophomore, but 13-8. He's going to be a major staple in what this Gloucester Lions wrestling team will be for years to come. Gets in on a single leg there against Winters. And Winters looks to be caught here. Nice job from Ulmer to throw the half, looking to try and stick Winters. It looks like he stacked Winters up.
Yeah, he's in full control of the upper part of his body there, and gets the quick pin.
So another quick pin there for Gloucester. Harry Ulmer, your winner at 144 by pinfall. Take another look at it right here.
Now wrestling 150.
So Gloucester now leads 39-0 on the team score.
For Gloucester, Ashton Hall.
Ashton Hall coming out for the Gloucester Lions, and senior Brandon Rebecca here at 150. Already a caution on Brandon Rebecca, moved a little early before the whistle.
And Ashton Hall is only a freshman, so interesting where the last two weights you've seen from Gloucester. Sophomore prior to this and now a freshman. Not something you see it. You usually see at 157.
And an impressive freshman, 12-8 on the year for the Gloucester Lions. This team 8-6 for a reason, and they're young, Mr. Schulz, so they'll be good for years to come as they get more experience.
And you have to think this is a kid that we don't know for sure, but wrestled in their youth program. He's got a lot of experience coming in to have that type of record at the varsity level.
So Hall finally converts for the takedown. Rebecca quick up to his feet, trying to stay in bounds. Hall runs him out.
And we mentioned about West Deptford beating Paulsboro. Well, Gloucester, to tell you about how well they've done this year, took West Deptford right to the last match. So it was back and forth. One of those matches that could go either way. And tough loss for Gloucester, but just tells you the level that they've been wrestling at as a team coming into this match.
And right now, for those who support Sterling, Gloucester isn't even at the heart of this lineup. They are stronger, along with the Knights, in some of the upper weights. Rebecca runs himself out of bounds, has 54 seconds to try and escape. So good forward pressure from Hall. Hall really putting a lot of force and pressure on Rebecca. Has his arm barred up. Looking to try and punch through the half. Has the arm bar, now looks to run it. Has to be careful that that arm bar stays at 90 degrees. If Rebecca's arm moves at more of an acute angle than that, will be stopped for potentially dangerous. No back points awarded to Hall, so he only leads 2-0 going into the second period.
Good job of using a lower. It looked like he had a lot of bounce, and we used that word leverage again on the lower part of his body. Seems to be a big part of his success this year.
Rebecca elected to go in the neutral position. Mr. Schulz, I don't think you caught what I did there. You're a geometry teacher, talked about acute angles.
Oh, and I taught you geometry. I did miss it. I should be welling with pride at this point.
So both wrestlers work out of bounds. And Brian telling us in the truck, as we're getting word from Mr. K, that you were Brian's first ever teacher here at Sterling High School.
Yeah, that was when we came back from the pandemic, and I can't believe, we always say this, but can't believe that was, 4 years ago. It's amazing. It seems like it was just last year.
Rebecca looking to hold on for dear life and probably force a stalemate. Hall is in very good position right now to try and get a takedown, and does. So Hall awarded 2 points for the takedown on Rebecca.
Rebecca's got to first get up on those knees.
Hall looking to run the bundle.
Hall's making it difficult for that to happen right now. So.
Hall gets 2 back points. Now puts a half in. Nice job by Rebecca to get that out and taken care of. Here comes a deeper half from Hall. Hall looking to run it. Has to step towards Rebecca's head. Just has to walk towards the head of Rebecca. Now gets the turn. Sets his hips back and adjusts and gets the pin. Perfectly executed there for Ashton Hall.
You can clearly see that this is a freshman coming here with a lot of experience.
Now wrestling 157. For Gloucester, Holland Morrell. For Sterling, Joel Small.
So it'll be Morrell taking on Joel Small. At 157. So Small with the takedown there to begin this match. Sterling still being blanked on the scoreboard in the team aspect, 45-0. Small, only a sophomore, came through Sterling's junior program, the KJWA, Knights Junior Wrestling Association. Looks to run a tilt. A strong defense there from Morrell. So Small again looking to try and run this tilt. Small with a lot of forward pressure.
Yeah, we apologize for that initial misspelling of the name. We just fixed that now for Morrell.
Morrell almost out, but a good mat return from Joel Small. And it's tough for us to try and get the lineups. We get a projected lineup, but there are so many wrestlers that can make weight at multiple weights. Sometimes they wrestle 57, sometimes they wrestle 50, just for an example. And we have to try and listen in to either Mr. Strauss or the other Mr. K doing PA to try and figure out who's actually out there on the mat for the away team. And when we got our roster sheet from the coaches on who was projected to go out when, Morrell was not on our roster sheet at all. So we want to apologize as we get back to the action on the mat. Joel Small leading this one over Morrell 2-0. And Small will start in the defensive position. Small looking to get out, trying to get his hips away. Has to get that wrist free. And a nice job to turn and face Morrell. Morrell got caught. So a nice job from Small to get the reversal and a couple extra back points. Still looking to try and get the pin. Small trying to stick it and does.
Boy, Small showed a lot of strength in the upper body and really taking control there and ultimately getting the pin. Real nice job there by Joel Small.
Was always a very strong wrestler, and the technique came a little down the line. And now Small, you see there, just caught Morrell. Did a nice job holding it for the pin. So we're going to take another look at it. Gloucester has the first choice of sending out a wrestler. Take a last look at the pin from Joel Small. Gets the Knights on the board for 6.
For Gloucester, Jacob Zierfrost.
Jacob Zierfrost coming out for the Lions at 165. He's 18-4. He'll win by forfeit. Easily one of the best wrestlers. Just want to shout out Jacob Zierfrost. He's going to Rider University on a full scholarship for wrestling.
And Mr. K coached his dad in baseball way back when.
Rene Camacho comes out for the Knights. He's having a pretty solid freshman campaign. As we await the Gloucester wrestler.
For Gloucester, Derek Scruggs.
So it'll be Derek Scruggs coming out for the Gloucester Lions. Camacho, one of the 7 freshmen that is in this Sterling lineup. And with any team in any sport, it's tough when you have a ton of underclassmen, especially freshmen that are starting at the varsity level. Here's Camacho. Trying to work the collar tie against Scruggs. Scruggs with the shot. Nice job by Camacho with defense off of a sloppy shot from Scruggs to get the 2. Take another look at it there on your screen. Scruggs with a shot, really trying to send Camacho out of bounds. Nice job to just spin behind and get the 2. But Scruggs with a good job getting to his feet and getting an escape. Now 2-1 in favor of Camacho still. 1:05 remaining in this first period. Thanks for tuning in with us on Channel 19. I'm Jay Clark, joined by Kevin Scholes here in the booth. Camacho going heavy there on the head of Scruggs.
And we apologize. We had with 2 Bs, it's 2 Gs. Again, we did not, as we had said before, did not have him on our list, so we kind of had to scramble a little bit, but we got the correct spelling now. So it's Derek Scruggs. C-R-U-G-G-S. Again, we apologize for that.
Camacho with a takedown and 2 back points against Scruggs. Short time for Camacho to get anything going as the buzzer sounds. Sterling going to defer here, sends the choice over to Gloucester. Scruggs will elect to start on defense. And this Sterling team, even though they struggle as a team, only 3-14, has some great individual wrestlers that haven't come out yet in Kenny McCardo and Nico Jeline.
Yeah, Nico Jeline is one of the top 1 or 2 wrestlers in South Jersey when you're talking about the heavyweight division.
I believe he showed me an article in class saying from the Courier Post that he's now #1 at the heavyweight in South Jersey. 16-1 for the senior. Went to states last year. Nice mat return there from Camacho. Looking to try and get points, but 2 awarded to Scruggs. Looked like Camacho had something going there, but a nice job by Scruggs to just not give up. But Camacho with a reversal. And Camacho
6-1 at one point. Now really making a match here.
heavy on the head. Nice job. 3 back points awarded to Camacho. So now 9-4 in favor of the freshman Rene Camacho. Scruggs trying to get his hips away, but Camacho catches him. And that's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen Camacho do that, just catch Scruggs while he's trying to get those hips away, and he gets the pin.
Yeah, we always say it's great to see a freshman at this weight and having success, because you usually don't see them. A lot of times they struggle at the higher weights, being young. Good job there by Camacho.
Going to take another look at it. Just sticks Scruggs down to the mat for the pin.
For Sterling, Kenny McCardle. For Gloucester, Jaden Thompson.
Jaden Thompson coming out to wrestle Kenny McCardle in this 190 weight class.
Thompson coming in at 14-5, a junior.
This is where we start to see the matches get very physical between 190 and 285. A lot of action in which the upper body is involved and the wrestlers trying to out-muscle one another.
Not the quick flying around action we saw in that first match, where it was just...
Early stall call awarded to Thompson, so something to be out on the look for, as we've already had a lot of stall calls in the 126 match between Rogers and Johnson. Nice job to try and get a shot out of the collar tie from Thompson. Well defended by McArdle. McArdle takes a shot. Both wrestlers fly out of bounds. So McArdle and Thompson working towards the edge of the mat. And Thompson already has to be careful, already has one stall. Has to try and work offensively against McArdle or else he'll give up an early point. No points still in this first period. 33.3 seconds remain.
Kenny McArdle, guy who he wrestled varsity as a freshman, I believe.
Another member of the KJWA program, the Knights Junior Wrestling Association. He's doing a nice job of pushing the pace of this match.
I believe he wrestled at a pretty high weight when he was a freshman. What did he do? 170 maybe as a freshman?
That sounds about right. 165,
right. Okay.
170.
Okay.
Always been a very strong and physical wrestler, the junior Kenny McArdle has been. And you can find us on Facebook at Sterling TV 19. Check out what's going on around the castle. Mr. Claiborne's Castle Connections, highlights from all of our fall and winter sports events that'll come out at different angles. You can find that and much, much more at Sterling TV 19 on Facebook. So we now get back to the action on the mat. Thompson starts in the defensive position with McArdle on offense. McArdle looking to try and control the leg. Thompson rolls out and catches McArdle. Nice job from Jaden Thompson looking to try and stick McArdle. McArdle just trying to push away Thompson. And McArdle looking to belly down, has to try and get his hips away. That grip is tight from Thompson.
Yeah, boy, Thompson really turned the tables there and almost McArdle pinned.
2 points for the reversal and 3 near fall points for Jaden Thompson. Has him leading this one 5-0 over Kenny McArdle. Thompson working the bundle here. Thompson steps over and now has control and pins McArdle. So a nice job to step over Kenny McArdle and hold him down for the pin.
Yeah, and you can see why Thompson's had the success he's had this year, coming in 14-5. Going against some pretty decent teams. I'm sure those 5 losses were against some pretty good wrestlers.
Liam Crawford trots out for the Knights at 2:15.
For Sterling, Liam Crawford. For Gloucester, Jeremy Smith.
Jeremy Smith coming out to wrestle Liam Crawford at 2:15. Crawford, one of the 7 freshmen in this Sterling lineup. Smith for Gloucester, a 10-6 junior. And now Smith has Crawford onto his back. A nice job to take him down. Has the 2 points for the takedown already. And looking to try and stick the pin. Steps over, has to readjust. Takes away now any lower half movement from Crawford. And now Smith trying to readjust. Works around the front side, gets the pin. So a quick pin there from Jeremy Smith. As he improves his record to 11-6 on his junior campaign. Winner by pinfall for the Gloucester Lions.
Yeah, just got to control the lower part. Really didn't give Crawford much of a chance.
For Gloucester, Trevor Butler.
So Trevor Butler coming out of 285 for the Gloucester Lions, and the #1 heavyweight in South Jersey, Nico Jaleen, for Sterling.
And Nico Jaleen coming in, I talked to him the other day, it's like about 255, where you got a decent amount of weight, but at the same time you can maintain your quickness. You see a lot of strength picking Butler up.
Picks Butler up now, working from the front headlock position. Looking to try and muscle Butler down. Works back neutral. No points awarded. And Jaleen does such a tremendous job in which he doesn't wrestle like your typical heavyweight. He's not afraid to shoot, not afraid to try and work moves offensively. Most heavyweights are usually sitting around 275 to 280 and are only looking to try and headlock and trip for the big power moves, as we see Jaleen trying to work here, but Jaleen not afraid to shoot when needed. Has been wrestling his whole life. Has a solid mat return there and sticks it for the pin. So Nico Jaleen with another win improves to 17-1. The Knights, however, fall to the Gloucester Lions, 63-18.
You saw Nico's strength there in picking Butler up and throwing him down, as well as his quickness. He's totally in control there and finishing off the match.
So Denise Valencia coming out for the Knights.
Now wrestling for Sterling, Denise Valencia. For Gloucester, Santiago.
And Santiago comes out to take on Valencia. Valencia in with a deep shot and a strong takedown, but it whistles. We've got no takedown, 1 point. So this is an illegal slam here from Valencia. You see right there, when you pick a wrestler up, it is your job to return them down to the mat safely. Valencia does not do that there. So Santiago awarded 1 point off the illegal slam and no takedown for Denise Valencia. But a strong shot and really set the tone at the beginning of this match. Shot from Valencia, well defended by Santiago.
Yeah, Santiago really got down low, but now you see Valencia getting in control there on top.
Valencia with the 2 point takedown. Has control of the leg of Santiago. Taking a look at the takedown on the bottom of your screen. Valencia really just looks to now run and try and catch Santiago. Now, nice job of chain wrestling, working here to a different move. That is a majorly important skill, is chain wrestling. When one move doesn't work, setting it up right into another one. Valencia has to be careful here. Caught herself in a bad position. Santiago now on top. 2 point reversal. And is pinned. So Santiago wins it and is filled with emotion. Valencia a little slow to get up. But Santiago just catches Denise Valencia and sticks it for the pin. So that'll conclude today's match. And yeah, you said it, Mr. Schulz, filled with emotion. Taking a look at it on your screen right here.
The team was excited for her, too.
So that'll do it here from Sterling High School. The Gloucester Lions win 63-18. We'll have a post-game show to follow. We'll be right back after a couple messages. Again, Gloucester wins 63-18. We'll be right back with a post-game show after this.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Man, I really like.
Now joined here with one of the winning wrestlers from Gloucester, Mason Johnson. Mason, tremendous match. You really pushed the tempo in the beginning of that match, a lot of stalls against your opponent. Talk about trying to set the tone early.
Yeah, when you go out there, I had to go out there. I knew I had to push the pace for 3 minutes, get them tired, and then once they're tired, my conditioning will allow me to keep pushing the pace and score more points.
And you're having a pretty solid season as a team. Talk about a lot of the team success that you guys have had.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success because we have all of our guys go out there. They all push the pace for 6 minutes, 8 minutes and 30 seconds if there's an overtime, and they're just out there being tough.
And then what is an individual goal that you have for this season?
To place the states.
Place at state's pretty hefty goal. Thanks for coming on with us.
Thank you.
Great match today.
Thank you.
Now joined here by Jacob Ziafros. Jacob, you didn't wrestle today, were the winner by forfeit. I'm sure that happens to you a lot, being a very high caliber wrestler. Talk about what is going through your head when you're handed those forfeits.
So before the match, I try not to think about it. Even if I just go into every match the same way, as if I still have an opponent in front of me, warm up the same way. It's the same routine, and then it's just a little unfortunate when I go out there and I don't have anyone to wrestle. It's a bummer.
And wrestling Division I at Ryder. Talk about some of the process that happened with the commitment and everything of that nature.
So the commitment was definitely, like, the whole process with that was definitely a process. up until this year of football, weren't really sure where I was going to go. There are a few options, Princeton being one of them, American being one of them. All the options were open, and then went on my visit at Ryder and just loved it there. And a lot of my teammates from my club go there. It just felt like a second home.
And you mentioned you play football, obviously going for wrestling, but is that still a desire that you have to play over at Ryder if they have a team?
So they don't actually have a team there, unfortunately, but I'm all wrestling. Wrestling is my love.
And obviously you're one of the guys probably looking at the top of the state. Talk about what your goal is come postseason time.
State title.
State title, hefty goal. Thanks for coming on with us, Jacob. Now joined here by Greg Harris. Greg, you had a lot of strong mat returns today in your match at the 138 bout. Talk about trying to really bring your opponent back down to the mat.
So what I figured it was, because I'm not really the strongest 138 pounder, I had to bump up weight class this year, is instead of working for lifting them up, that's a little harder. We practice in the room a lot of trips and stuff so we can just work on easier ways to get them down when they have their hips down heavier, trip them. You could do a lot of things out of that position. You could do back trips, forward trips. My personal favorite is the forward. I find it harder to lift opponents than just to trip them and get them down to the mat faster. Helps set up a bar or even run the half better. It's always just sets up better moves instead of just a lift and getting a caution by any chance, you know.
And you did a great job of really trying to lift up the legs, and you did also a nice job of really pushing the pace of that match. Talk about what your mindset is in trying to be the more dominant force out there on the mat.
My mindset is in that match is that if I don't win, I'll never make it to regions, or that I push the pace in the wrestling room as if I was wrestling out on the mat tonight. I go in the wrestling room, wrestle my opponents as if I've never wrestled them ever. I go out there and push the pace in the wrestling room. I hammer my teammates and I hammer and push them to be a better version of themselves than to push myself. So when I go out on the mat, I'm ready for those 6 minutes of hard work, even an 8-minute and 30 match, 8 minutes, 30-second match. Overtime, I prepare for everything. Let's always be prepared, you know.
And we don't get to cover Gloucester Lions wrestling every day. Talk about some of the team aspirations that you guys have for this season.
Team aspirations. We hope to make it and win districts this year. Last year we had a tough match against Paulsboro, very close. This year we hope to beat them. We hope to make it to the finals and even states if that's possible. We have a very good lineup this year. A bunch of new people in the lineup that are doing good, including myself. This is my first year on varsity, and I'm working as if it's my 10th, you know.
Well, thanks for coming on with us, Greg. Pleasure having you here. Now looking to get a couple of the Sterling wrestlers, starting off with Renee Camacho. Renee, great win for you. You're having a pretty solid freshman campaign. Talk about the experience that you have in which you're a freshman still getting solid reps and wins on varsity.
It feels like it's just like a huge jump from middle school to high school, and being able to wrestle on the varsity lineup is actually like feeling like great, where I make more improvement on wrestling guys that are better than me. Yeah.
And you did a great job really trying to readjust and catching your opponent in tough situations and created almost something out of nothing. Talk about your ability to try and catch your opponent off guard.
I mean, the first period was mainly more about me feeling how he wrestles, because I could see that he was more of an aggressive type of wrestler. And so with aggressive type of wrestlers, I used their momentum against them. And once I felt like he was going for that toss, I sunk my feet behind him and managed to get him on his back.
Thanks for coming on with us, Renee. Pleasure having you here. Now looking around, ready for Joel Small. Joel, a very physical match for you today, and then the technique came along for the pin. Talk about what was going through your head during that pinning combination.
I was just thinking I got to finish the match as soon as possible because my asthma be flaring up. And I heard they were a good school, but not everything goes according to plan for them.
Yeah, you came out here with the win today. Obviously a very strong wrestler. Talk a little bit about your physicality when out on the mat.
My physicality?
Yeah, talk about trying to be, what is your go-to? You're obviously a very strong wrestler. So talk about some of the moves that involve your strength a little bit.
Oh, well, I like to put pressure into their armpits so they crumble on the mat when they're on bottom. And then there's also a tilt that I like to use when you grab their wrist, and right here, they go right to their back. And it gets you so many points. And then it crushes their fighting morale, and you can just pin them easy.
Thanks for coming on with us, Joel. Pleasure having you here today. Now joined by Nico Jaleen.
Sharky.
Nico, #1 heavyweight in South Jersey. Talk about what that title means for you from the Courier Post.
It's pretty cool, you know, just knowing that you're one of the best guys just in New Jersey alone. Wrestling is like a tough sport, and just know you're one of the best out of a whole state. It's pretty cool.
and you've been wrestling your whole life. You don't wrestle like the typical heavyweight that tries to outmuscle everyone. Talk about how you're not afraid to shoot when needed to.
I am afraid to shoot, but I'm actually not afraid to shoot, you know? Wink, wink. No, I like to throw a lot of, like, upper body stuff, but I don't do throws and stuff. More like drag bys and knee picks and ankle picks. I don't know why I'm telling everybody what I like to do. It's a horrible interview from me. Next question.
And obviously you were one of the guys that went to states last year for this Sterling team. Give us a little more insight on what your personal goals are for this postseason.
This postseason, I really hope to place top 5, but always just get on the podium at all would be really cool at states this year.
Thanks for coming on with us, Nico. Really appreciate you.
Can I say one thing? So a lot of people like to say that I'm ducking, but for the past 2 years, I've wrestled heavyweight. So going 215 would mean you're the one ducking me. If you would like to say I'm ducking, come meet me at 215. I'm at heavyweight. Don't go 215. This is 2 times in a row. Sorry.
It's a personal message there from Nico Julian. Going to send it back to Dan Leakin and Connor Strouth in the booth. Guys.
And that'll do it for Sterling Wrestling, but our next game will be tomorrow. Girls basketball at 11 a.m. Sterling will be taking on Timber Creek. You can see that live on Channel 19 or youtube.com/SterlingTV19. And that'll do it here at the broadcast booth. Thank you to Jake and Mr. Schulz, who announced previously before us, but now it's the JV team coming in to take this one away. I'm Dean Leakin. This is Connor Strauss. Thank you to everyone who helped with the production today. And as always, go Knights.